Welcome to the Cutty Gumbo Podcast with Nicole and Ashley. And today we are diving into a Martin episode. Stay tuned for the conversation.
It is a seemingly normal day, and we have Martin tinkering with the sink. Martin look like he don't know what he's doing. I want to know where he has kept these tools because he has a wrench that is like the size of him. Dang near taller than him, dang near wider than him. And here come Gina about to take a shower, singing Brandy, I Want to Be Down.
Still trying to fix that hot water pipe.
No, I got this, baby. It's a rough one, but you want to dig on it.
Honey,
Yeah.
what do you know about plumbing, baby?
And she has the same question that everybody else has because it's like, what are you doing? I liked that Martin didn't know what he was doing. I think I like that. Because when I think about The Cosby Show, even Fresh Prince, I feel like both of those dads could have fixed the sink.
Or at least try to.
At least tried to, and I would have taken them seriously. Even though both men had the money to have someone else do that work. But I think like James from Good Times saying fixing the sink, that ain't no problem. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I enjoyed that he didn't know what he was doing. And honestly, there's nothing to do because the apartment is just run down.
Gina always seemed like the more sensible, the smarter partner. You know, she went to college. She got her degree, as they say. And Martin, he was working at the radio station. Then he he ended up getting a job at the TV station, which Gina helped him get.
But also where he is being paid to act the fool. Like Martin is always around the corner from foolishness. Mm-hmm. You know, like when they are trying to patch up the window, that's how we know. I mean, typically, you know, we haven't seen the apartment be run down before. But this is really like an episodic sitcom. Like there's no buildup to this apartment being run down at all. And I'm saying run down, that's probably inappropriate phrasing because, it's fine. It's fine. But the sink is broken. The window is broken in that there are some cracks in the window. They're trying to... the apartment needs to be maintained.
Also, this is wintertime during a winter storm and a blizzard. So the weather does affect that. If it's super cold, I'm sure you need to, the cold, the wind, the snow is going to wear down on the window. The pipes are probably frozen. So that's
You're absolutely right.
He's tinkering with it because it's bad weather conditions.
Yeah. And it's a lot of people there because when you get that establishing shot of his apartment building, it looks like a high rise and it looks like a lot of people stay there. Even in dire circumstances, Martin always has time for a joke. Always, always, always. I feel like with Insecure, like Issa always had time for a joke, but it wasn't on the level that Martin's like, baby, you don't have no hot water coming out your sink, and yet you got an opportunity. You have the energy to make a joke about the size of Gina's head. Mm-hmm. There's an eviction notice on your door, and you have the energy to call Pam a pet.
Where I'ma live? I knew it. This is all your fault, Pam. They don't want me having pets up in my place.
Well, he wasn't taking it seriously because when Gina asked him, like, Martin, did you pay the rent? He was like, no, I ain't paid the rent. Like, he wasn't even concerned. And watching this episode, I started watching like pretty much half of season 3.
Mm-hmm.
And there was an episode when Gina got a boot on her car, and because she had like racked up unpaid parking tickets, and Martin eventually is like, I don't pay parking tickets. He was like, hell, I probably got like 3 or 4 on your car alone. And she was just like, Martin, I have a boot on my car because you racking up tickets on my car. And he's like, they didn't do nothing to me. She's like, but they're doing something to me, Martin. Like, pay these bills. So it's like Martin has like this history of just not caring about paying bills. He's just like, whatever. What are you
Yeah,
gonna do?
until it's too late, right? Like, I mean, even the episode that we discussed last time with him not getting her a present. It's like now, 15 minutes out of this episode, you know that she is taking this seriously and you have not gone to get a gift. Even with the Tommy Hitman episode where he get his ass beat and he talking all smart to Tommy, and it's like, baby, what you doing? When are you going to consider the consequences of this? And it's like he doesn't, even to his own detriment. One thing I like about Martin is that there's always one singular storyline. There
Oh
is
yeah.
no storyline A, storyline B, storyline C. Shows like 30 Rock, you would have like 4 storylines. Or episodes of Living Single.
Yeah, those
Story
always
A,
have
story
A
B.
and B.
Regine and Khadijah are fighting. Regine's about to move out. That's story A. Story B is Kyle and Max are hooking up. One of the purposes of having that storyline B is you don't want storyline A to get so stale. You
Yeah,
need to
to like
weave
drag out.
something. Yeah, so, but they ain't doing none of that with Martin. Like, absolutely none. It is one storyline, but you will be entertained the entire time. And I think that what Martin has that helps in that are the visitors, like the ridiculous side characters. And in this episode, we have Hustle Man and Bruh Man who come and just we have their antics. Now, Hustle Man, that's my favorite part of the show.
You know my sales slogan. You want it, I got it. If I ain't got them, to get it. So get it while the getting's good.
He got 3 birds. I'm scared to say hens. I'm scared to say chicken. I'm scared to say turkey. I'm scared to say duck. I'm scared to say I'm scared to say any bird, any creature of the avian variety.
I got a special on some free range chicken. What the hell is free range chicken, man? It means for me it was free. For you it's gonna cost you in the range of $15.
Hustle Man got 3 baby eagles on a branch and selling them as free range chicken that he has marinated in pork and bean juice. Now let's stop there. Have you had pork and beans in a can?
Beans minus the pork.
I love pork and beans, little cut up hot dogs over rice. My dad used to make that, and I don't know if that man put bacon fat or he would doctor up that shit some kind of way, and I would tear it up. He would put like onion, he would dice up some onion and put it in there. And I'm like, this brother can cook. So when he said he marinates the chicken in pork and bean juice, I was like, like, that might not be that bad.
I never did pork and beans. But that's probably because of my Caribbean background. Some foods just never made it to our house.
The other visitor is Bruh Man, and he comes and takes some moldy
Comes through
bread.
the door, not through the window this time because of the weather.
Because the damn snow is on the 4th floor.
The 4th floor, yeah.
The snow is only up to the 4th floor.
How the snow gonna be up to the 4th floor?
What do you think about them asking Cole to get the pizza?
They didn't really ask him. They nominated him without, like, it wasn't an ask. It was like, Cole, go get this pizza.
You're really dependent on me for this, huh? Hey, man. Are we depending on you? Man, it's been about you for the longest. Boy,
Y'all think he gonna make it?
in this blizzard, please. Ain't no way in hell.
When you watch Martin, do you ever get tired of them treating Cole the way that they treat him?
No. I never looked at it as like, oh my gosh, poor Cole, his friends are so horrible to him. I just think that's just their relationship.
Cole was always like positioned as the bird brain of the group. And I thought that if Cole had a serious relationship with someone who they found attractive, would they treat him like that? Because what is
Not
the difference
necessarily.
what is the difference between Cole and Martin really?
Just Martin got a better job. That's all it is. He got a job on TV.
When they were trying to ration out the food and they had like one peanut, a can of some vegetable, and water bottle, and they rationing out the water, and Cole like, oh, go ahead and pour out something for the brothers who ain't here with us. It's like, nigga, the fuck is you doing? But I mean, Martin, you broke the window. And Martin, you ain't paid your rent.
And
you ain't going grocery shopping.
And you know it's a blizzard because snowstorms don't come out of nowhere. Like, they let you know, hey, a storm is coming.
When I think about the foolishness that Martin gets them into, the parking ticket, the boot on the car, fighting a professional boxer. I'm like, yeah, you and Cole, I can see why y'all friends. I can see why y'all friends. And they know he's gonna be unsuccessful, so why even ask him to go?
Because they just wasn't trying to go out there. They was like, they was gonna send whoever out in the cold and the snow.
But they knew he was gonna freeze to death.
Well, he can try. Let's just see what happens.
You, me, and Kalisha discuss an episode of Atlanta where Earn devises this elaborate, more than likely very expensive plan to get back at a former classmate at Princeton. He lies to this woman and says that there's an agent is interested in her children's book. He arranges for her to have a book reading at a library where the children make fun of her book and walk away. And she is essentially like just completely torn apart because of this emotionally. And it was all done because he was upset with her. Now, y'all called him petty.
He was.
We all called him petty.
He was very petty.
But who's more petty in this instance? Earn for doing all of that ridiculousness with that white lady in that book, or Martin for not paying a $5 rent increase?
Oh, wow. They're both very petty. I mean, but it's the Martin not paying his rent, it's affecting him more than anything because you have to stay in the cold apartment. You and your girlfriend, so you messing up yourself. Like, that's just dumb. So him, like, I don't even know if you can call that petty because you're only hurting yourself. Your landlord ain't hurt. Your landlord, like, okay, y'all ain't got no heat in the middle of a snowstorm. You the one suffering. So that was just a dumb decision.
So who's more ridiculous, I guess, is the question. Probably Martin. I guess we just answered that because you're hurting yourself. Yeah.
We didn't talk about Mr. Lopez. Mr. Lopez is the landlord, and Martin finds Mr. Lopez fixing, quote unquote, Mrs. Jackson's pipes, quote unquote. And then that's how he kind of talks to Mr. Lopez and was like, hey, I don't tell Mr. Jackson, you put my heat back on. But then we find out, so he just says he's not paying the 5. So, first people think they're like, oh, $500, that's just crazy. And mine was like, $500? Hell, I would have moved. It was $500.
Well, 5% is still a little
Yeah, that's a lot of
steep. It
money.
is a lot of money.
5%? Are you crazy? Please. Girl, we talking $5.
We did not just sit here and suffer
You did.
for $5.
You did just sit here and suffer for
I could have gave you
$5.
$5, like $5.
Is this one of your favorite Martin episodes?
It is. It's hilarious to me. Like when you find out it was $5, you're like, Martin, come on now.
Yeah.
Really? $5? You that cheap?
The antics keep building. Like to end at that $5, it takes it over the top because it's everything that we have done. Y'all about to destroy Gina because she's hiding crackers in her pocket. All the jokes between Martin and Pam. Them talking to themselves and imagining each other's bodies as food. It's like, it's so ridiculous. Whenever I talk to people about Martin, I always feel like this episode comes up.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is one, not when they get engaged, not when they get married, not when
about that.
not when Martin loses his job and like escapes to like they love.
Go to the convent. That's a good one too.
But like I think people really hone in on this episode and when he's in that courtroom. I know last episode I was like, this show really centers the romantic relationship between Martin and Gina, but I think we like this episode because it's not about any of that. It's not even about their friendship. It's about the foolishness.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like maybe that's freeing to people. Maybe that is like there's something very like Three Stooges about it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like it's just, and I wonder, like, do we have that now?
No, we don't have old school. It's like an old school comedy.
Yeah, but like Martin, like Martin was different than Living Single, wasn't it? It's different than 227.
They're this is a physical comedy show. Like we do, like their facial expressions, their over exaggeration, their body movements. It's like they use all of their body when they speak with each other, and we don't see that.
Yeah, I wonder if Abbott Elementary is the closest we're getting to it.
I don't think so, because Abbott Elementary, it's not. I mean, it's funny, but it's more. I don't want to say like dry, but it's just the funniest part about Abbott Elementary is that Janine is so hopeful in being a new teacher, and she's like, "Yeah, kids," and then the older teachers are like, "Girl, shut up and go to your class." Like
the Sam J show on Peacock was like her and 3 of her friends working at this working at the casino. That is, I feel like that's close to it. I don't know what will happen with the season 2. Jack Knight passed.
okay.
It's so sad, but it's that I feel like that may be the closest we are to it, where we are really privileging physical comedy. We are really privileging out of this world antics. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why I like that show. And it's not, but there's one thing I will say that show kind of does tackle certain like heavy issues. Like there's a show where a boy says that not a boy, where one of the characters realizes that he was taken advantage of by his babysitter when he was younger. That's a heavy issue. That is a very heavy issue.
I think
but it's still
shows now, like very socially conscious, and you kind of have to have a meeting. With Martin, there was no meeting.
There was one time where they had that like AIDS benefit,
Mm-hmm.
but I think like even that took a back seat. Like it's about, and I think that's why a lot of people like Abbott Elementary, because it's not about that.
Yeah.
It's not about. It's not like a, and
You don't
and
have
it
the
is a there.
racism episode. You don't have the sexism episode or the
Yeah.
abortion episode. It's just
Even though that the show does offer some social criticism about the way Black schools are underfunded.
yes.
Like so it's still like you're never going to get away from the social critique, but I think Martin, he was just like never concerned with that. Or maybe like some of the social criticism was like, if this was an all white building, these things would have been taken care of.
I would compare Martin to I Love Lucy.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Just
Yes.
Lucy was always into something.
You are so right. A ridiculous person in a relationship whose partner is kind of a little bit more toned down, but
Yeah.
even the partner can get ridiculous too. Like there were times where Ricky, I was like, Ricky, why are you acting a fool today? You have another couple
next door that be coming over.
like the only person who's missing in I Love Lucy is Cole.
Yep.
Maybe Cole is little Ricky.
This episode was also good because I mean we can all relate to rent increases.
Child. But you lucky if you get a $5 rent increase.
Girl, now it's more like the 500 now.
Exactly. Very much so that is the case.
Craziness. We didn't see Shanae in this episode.
But yeah, it would have been cool to see Shanae because I would imagine Shanae is going through some of the issues that Martin is going through.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care about dark-skinned women.
They ain't not gonna surprise. They knock on her door, seeing that she had some food or nothing.
Oh my gosh! I wonder if there's a deleted scene out there with her in it. That would be awesome.
Like Shanae.
I threw away all of my Martin DVDs, and I think I don't know. You know what? I don't even think they had deleted scenes on there, but they will definitely show the bloopers, and there will be commentary. So yeah, I gotta get my hands on that. It's the only thing about the streaming that I don't like. You don't get the commentary. You don't see the behind the scenes stuff.
You gotta wait till they do an interview to talk about what happened 35 years later. Like, what's his name? Whitley and Dwayne. Did you watch that Breakfast Club interview?
The Breakfast Club, I did not. And if they didn't talk about the toxicity of Dwayne, I don't want to hear it. Hey y'all, hope you enjoyed the show. Hit us up on Instagram @Cutty Gumbo. Hope to see you next week. Bye.